Hi, friends. Host Derek here, just waiting for the drugs to take effect and wishing you the very most vaginal International Chick Day you could ever imagine. Yes, today is International Chick Day. I hope yours is a non-stop vaginal blood splash party. Yeah, I do hope that. Happy International Chick Day. If you are a chick, congratulations, this is your day. The rest of the day of the year are for men, but today is for chicks. So, congratulations, chicks. Now, if you're a dude, today's the day when you get to release your inner woman because it's International Chick Day. Like today, for example, I'm going to give myself a breast exam. And then after that, I'm going to do my Kegel exercises. And after that, I'm going to touch my uterus. Why? Because on International Chick Day, everybody gets to be a chick, including me. That's what makes it International Chick Day. Am I very, very tired, despite having gotten a solid almost 8 hours of sleep? Yeah, I am very, very tired. Oh, I didn't get almost 8 hours. It's almost 7 hours of sleep because guess what, everybody? Daylight savings time. Spring forward, we lose an hour. If you're one of those people who didn't remember to set your clocks back last night, well, I don't blame you. You were giddy in anticipation of International Chick Day. Go ahead and take your opportunity now to set those clocks back an hour. I mean, just push those clocks forward an hour. I'm sure this will really start to, as soon as the drugs take effect. Just took on me out, so it takes a few minutes for the kick in. Ciao. 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 You can tell what specifically like ninja. It's like a ninja piao. Ciao. I think it's fair to say. Happy International Chicks Day to every chick out there. And also to all the dudes, happy International Chick Day. If you always wanted to watch The Notebook, today's the day. It's International Women's Day. It's a good day to watch The Notebook. Good day to watch Beaches. Good day to watch Dying Young. Steel Magnolias is a hit for today. It's International Chick Day. So naturally, Steel Magnolias is going to be a hit. What else is going to be a hit? This is My Vagina. Leave It Alone. A Woman's Story. The Vagina Monologues. Huge. Menopause the Musical. Huge today. It's huge today on International Chick Day. Everybody come here and touch my ovary. I am a woman internationally. I like to celebrate International Women's Day every day in my heart, but only one day in reality. And that day is today. Good old March, whatever. Every year I splurge on International Women's Day decorations. You know, I hang up the pictures of. I host my annual Vaginal Blood Split Splash party, and I don't know what else. Chicks, you know, chicks galore. Oh my God, there's just chicks galore. What are we gonna do with all these chicks? It's International Women's Day, Eric. Of course, there's chicks galore. It's when all the chicks come out of their house. International Women's Day. Yeah, I guess so. What are you supposed to do on this day? You're supposed to celebrate their womanhood by going up to them and touching them in their private places. I want to celebrate this and this and this and this and this. I'm celebrating your womanhood on International Women's Day. I'm just curious about whether, in fact, it's only for international women and domestic women are excluded. That's possible. It's not for Americans, I guess. It's just for international people. Wow, I'm almost 7 minutes into this live stream. Still only one participant. One lowly participant. I'm not even sure if I like that person. It could be anybody I don't like. I don't know. It could be. It wouldn't surprise me if it's like one of my spike monkeys. They seem to be incredibly diligent about watching my channel and or just generally paying attention to me. I am a pretty interesting guy. Welcome, second viewer. It is. It's International Chick Day. I shit you not. So today's the day. If you have the decorations, you know those buntings, those things that hang down like this with the little pictures of vaginas on them, different vaginas. We usually hang those up. You get your spinning breast lights, install them on top of the roof so that, well, you know, on International Women's Day, Mrs. Claus flies around the world and brings vaginas to all the good boys. And he doesn't bring any vaginas to the bad boys. So, well, actually, he probably brings all the vaginas to the bad boys is probably what she does. You know, apparently on International Chick Day, they just start gathering around you. You just gotta go outside, and I guess everyone lets their chicks out, and then. Also, if you, depending on what kind of thing you're into, I'm not into this. Well, you've never been. I guess you've been. Well, they must just give them to the good boys then. I guess actually, maybe that's why. Because it's only the good boys who need a free vagina. Right? So the bad boys can get one for themselves just fine. Mrs. Claus on International Chick Day flies around the world in her little sleigh, and then she goes to the few good boys in the world and gives each of them a blowjob. Basically, that's what she does. Mrs. Claus goes around the world in her sleigh and blows all the good boys who haven't gotten any blowjobs from anybody all year long. So anyway, that is International Chick Day. For those international chicks who are menstruating, today's the day for that big. It's like today's the Oktoberfest of vaginal blood splish splash parties. Yeah, I hear that too. I hear she sucks a mean dick though. Take those dentures out and you're all good, dog. You are all good. Mm-hmm. She ain't eating no milk and cookies without any teeth. Hi, Rachel Lapalosa. Happy International Chick Day. You're a chick. You have a vagina. Good morning. I just want to tell you today I am honoring you and your womanhood for International Chick Day. Congratulations on your vagina. Congratulations on both breasts. the ass cheeks, the tight little butthole. Congratulations on it all. Today is your day, Rachel. And you're not just yours, though. It's a day for all women. It's a Women's Appreciation Day. The rest of the days are for men. But today is your day. You know, the cool thing about women is it is so festive, right? Unlike African Americans, we need a whole month. Women only need one day. It's such a good deal, really. It's an amazingly good deal. We get to have diversity, as to say, vaginas in our midst, and we only have to give them one day a year. That's pretty great. It's a pretty good deal. Oh, no, sweetie. It's another man day. If you want to have a Women's Day before next March, you need to go buy a copy of Women's Day magazine. You're put this figure out. So, women of the world, welcome. Today we celebrate the X chromosome. No Y chromosomes allowed today. Okay. It is all from the top of our head to the bottom of our feet is nothing but labia today. It's just nonstop labia. You might be able to thank anxiety for that. Are you clenching? You clenching down there, Rachel? I'm stressed out. That's good. That's like a Kegel exercise for your butthole. Stress is a Kegel exercise for the butthole. That's a good saying, really. They are lucky, Taylor. They are so lucky. Oh my God. Oh my God, Marcy. The most amazing man harassed me today. It was wonderful. Yeah, struggle on them is a good expression. Why is my stream quality buffery? Do I need to like reset the internet again or something? It's like I've got great internet now. Hopefully it'll clean up. I can't remember that ever happening to me. Close to, I don't think that's ever happened. That while I was having sex, the girl sneezed. Not that I recall, anyway. I bet everything clenches. It's like you're the baton in a relay race, and somebody just handed off the baton to the next person. Is that what you're saying? Is that what it's like? I want to know if when a girl sneezes during sex, does her vagina grab you more tightly? As though we're taking the baton in a relay race? That's my curious question. I don't know. What I'm going to do, though, okay, this is what I'm going to have happen. Rachel, next time we're having sex, when you're not expecting, I'm going to pour a bunch of pepper on your face. Yeah, exactly. Right. And we'll just see what happens. You're like, ah. Sneeze, damn it. You're not sneezing. And I'll put my fingers up your nostrils. Hurry up and sneeze. That's what I call foreplay. So, usually for sex, Rachel and I start talking kind of sweet to each other. And I'm like, hold on, baby. I get the big old pepper grinder. She's like, oh, grind it harder. I just go keep grinding until the whole face is just covered in pepper. Then I take some pork chops and I roll them on her face. And I put them on the barbecue and let those cook while we're having sex. That's our normal routine. I actually got a real pepper grinder from Grindy Peps, the famous rapper. Yeah, it's a genuine. He used it in concert one time. Genuine Grindy Peps pepper grinder. As everybody well knows, the best, the guy who's most like pimped out with using a pepper grinder with all the tricks is Grindy Peps. He worked for years as a waiter in a fancy restaurant. That's where he learned to practice his bars and his grinding. Yeah, it's some fancy pepper. It's multicolored peppercorns too, not just one color. You got the pink peppercorns and the black ones in there. So, on International Chick Day, we all yes, you can. You can rub meat on your partner's pepper-covered face and call it sexual intercourse. That's America. That is really America. It's like we're going to the river. We got our jet skis. We got a 12-pack of Natural Light. And you're going topless. And most of the whole time that we're out down at the river, you're going to be going, woo! Because that's what we do. Yeah, Grindy Peps is gangsta for sure. I don't know if you heard, but I have a plan for his hit single Flow State for the video for it. So here's the deal. You just picture this. You picture Grindy Peps. He's got a pepper grinder around his neck, on a chain. He starts in this long, thin room. It's like basically a hallway. He's going to walk from one end of it all the way down to the other end. It's not that thin, not a hallway. It's a room. And as he's walking towards the camera, to the other end of the room, he's rapping the whole time. Looking at the camera, right? Now, there's all these rap girls. Big old filled out bikinis in the front here and in the buttocks region. Because, the rapper's like a large bottomed girl. But anyway, there's a bunch of women there. And each of them have a salad. They're holding it like this. As he's rapping, the girls kind of weave in front of him like this with their salads. All these serious girls like this, weaving around with their salads. Now, he never even looks at them. He's looking straight at the camera. He's walking down there, rapping. But as the girls pass by him, pass in front of him in the weaving pattern, he gets every single salad with some pepper. Doesn't even have to look one time. Every single salad. It's a single shot, too. It's like, there's not going to be any movie magic here. It's going to have to be practiced a lot. Like an OK Go video, probably. But when it's done, coolest video in history? I think so. Everybody can identify with it, too. Because who doesn't enjoy fresh ground pepper on their salad? When you get a salad at a fancy restaurant and the pepper grinder guy comes around, does anybody say, no, I don't want any pepper on my salad? Does anybody ever say that to the pepper grinder guy? No. Everybody wants pepper on their salad. Note, of course, that when you're making a salad normally at home, you don't bother putting any pepper on it. Why? Well, because pepper is ground for you by somebody else out of a large pepper grinder is substantially better. I might have. I might have just done it unconsciously and not even been aware of it, Taylor. That's certainly possible. Oh my God, Granny Peps! Can I have your autograph? I can do you one better than that. There you go, sweetie. Little pepper for you. Hot chew! I love that, baby. That's good. Do that again. Let me just put my penis in your vagina real quick. Hot chew! Oh, that is fantastic. Yeah, pink peppercorns are International Women's Day's official peppercorn. And, it's like today's okay. So if you want to talk about International Men's Day as being Steak and Blowjob Day, International Women's Day is handbag and breast massage day. So, they go out, they buy themselves a new handbag because I deserve it. Listen, I don't treat myself very often. Today is International Chick Day. I'm a chick. I'm going to get a new handbag. I'm going to get one of those unnecessarily expensive bags. Sure, any old bag will hold stuff the same as my $500 bag. But this bag is fancier than those bags and very, very important. And that's where I got it. My ex-ESFJ handbag, my ex-ESFJ wife, she wasn't a handbag, she was a wife. But anyway, she used to really be into these things called Coach bags. And every time we go on vacation, she'd want to go get one of those things, and they cost like hundreds of dollars each for no reason. It's a bright green nug. Oh yeah, I better pull this shit right here, dog. I better pull this. What I need is a little Granny Peps to come over here and put a little pepper. There you go, Eric. A little pepper for you. Thanks, Granny Peps. Pepper goes good on anything. Octavia Silva, good morning. How are you today? And fighting in the left corner, weighing in at 472 pounds, 4 foot 2 inches tall, and using his textbook Muay Thai style, Octavio Silva. And fighting in the red corner, hailing from Minnesota, weighing in at 74 pounds, 7 foot 2 inches, Hallelujah, Wiccasillo. All right, Octavio and Aloia, fight. It's my punching technique. Chow. Well, looks like Octavia took the first round. Aloia. But fortunately, you didn't get tapped out. You're still in the game. It's a 3-round match. Aloia, you better watch out. Octavia has fireball. Octavia, you better watch out because Aloia has sleep. What was it? Somebody came up with another thing to say. Yeah, it was the equivalent of no homo, but different the other day. It was in all the right ways. Yeah, all the right ways. Oh, it looks like it's over for Octavio Silva. Aloe has cast sleep on him. She's trying to put Aloe on the burns from the fireball, and then she plans to go finish him. But look, who's this? It's Psyduck arriving in the octagon. He's made her confused. Everyone's confused now. Who is that? Oh my God! It's Grindy Peps. Anybody want some pepper? Oh my God! Oh, oh! I have to poop so badly all of a sudden. It is a weird match. It was called a draw, by the way. After Psyduck showed up, then Jigglypuff came in and sang, Jigglypuff, Jigglypuff. The whole arena woke up the next morning and was like, we're late for work. This is a poop kind of morning. It's the kind of morning where a man has to gather his poop together inside his butt and really just say, you know what? I'm not so attached to you anymore. I'm just going to let you go. I'm just going to release my past. Oh. Pee and poop are drink and food extract, respectively. Okay, I'm going to have to go inside right now. Otherwise, I don't know. Something's going to happen, like, I'm going to explode and poop or something. Or SI poor people pro poop. SI poor people probably always hold their poop too long before they go, I would guess. In an SI force slot, it's like it's not a quick job to get up and go poop. It's like, oh my God, I gotta get up and go poop. But not right now, I have no choice. I have to go right now. I'll be back. Boy, I tell you who the happiest people in the world are right now. Families who were just wasting their time on the waiting list for that nursing home in Kirkland. You know, if you or your loved ones were on the waiting list for the nursing home in Kirkland, I've got some good news. We just cleared out the whole waiting list. Everybody come on in. Plenty of room now. Does anybody get that joke? I didn't abandon the live stream. I had to poop. Email Anthrax. If you had to poop, you would also get up and go poop in the bathroom. You wouldn't just keep sitting here forever and poop your pants. Toy desayuno uno cereales y chocolatada. Does that mean you mean soy? It means you are breakfast with cereal and chocolate? I mean you're having Cocoa Puffs? Saturday in the park. I guess it was the 4th of July. So, yeah, 24 dead. 24 dead in the nursing home in Kirkland. Why did they all die? They caught COVID, whatever, the formerly called coronavirus. Hi, Octavio Silva. Would you like to hear about my poop? It was pretty substantial, but not really a one-piecer, like a lot of smaller pieces. And I feel revived, renewed, refreshed, rewondered. I feel like a good new spring day with the crocuses breaking through the soil, reaching out to the golden sunshine and saying, I'm here. Happy International Women's Day. So for those of you who haven't heard, it is International Chick Day. And if you are a chick, I just want to say, I honor you today. I honor... Yeah, I don't like Chicago. I do like some Peter Cetera solo songs, though. So anyway, women of the world, I am honoring you today. I'm honoring the first X chromosome. I'm honoring the second X chromosome and everything else that follows. I'm honoring the uterus. I'm honoring the bosom. I'm honoring the good smells that women have. I'm honoring the, gentle and wonderful nature of, I haven't, this is a good point. I really should call her and wish her a happy Chick Day. Where's my phone? She's going to love me calling her at what's really 7:45 on a Sunday morning. She's just going to love it. She's going to say, I'm so glad you called me to wish me a happy International Women's Day. Call Delilah.
Calling Delilah Strauss, other.
What do you mean, other? Why is she other?
Hello?
Hi, Delilah. Did I wake you up?
No, okay.
Okay, it is important. I just called to wish you a happy International Women's Day.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. I'll talk to you later. I love you. I love you with all my heart. Bye. Eric, that wasn't nice. Why did you do that? That was not nice. You knew she was not going to be happy about that. You knew you were going to wake her ass up. And you just called her anyway because you thought it would be funny. Well, it was a little funny. She probably won't even remember later. She'll just be go back sleeping and, oh yeah, you call me. What the fuck, dude? I get, it'd be like that. Yeah. I have lots of funny times with Delilah. Like when I first met Daniel, maybe even Rachel was around when I first met him, or there when I first met him. I think Rachel was there when I first met him with me. Yeah, she still said thank you. That's how you know she was still asleep. She didn't process it correctly. The proper response was "fuck off" and hang up on me. So anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so like when Delilah, when I first met Daniel, it was like she introduced him, and I made some jokes. Like I don't remember the exact jokes, but basically like I looked at Anthony, I was like, "Score, dog! You gonna hit that shit?" I love making jokes like that. Delilah and I both enjoy jokes like that. Like when I called her in the, I was on the phone. She was in like the Rite Aid or something like that, and somehow the subject of, oh, I know, it was she was getting her birth control pills, and she was saying something like, she really has to go get them because she like missed. It was like 2 days between when she was supposed to get a refill and did, or something like that. It's important to do that. And I was like, well, I mean, come on, Delilah, you just haven't pulled out and come on your face. And she busted up laughing on the phone. So it's like, I appreciate the fact that Delilah has the same sense of humor. She understands that the rich vein of humor that's there for a father with his attractive daughter. It's just so funny. Everybody's so like fussy about that shit too. Like Rachel's dad said, don't talk about having sex with Rachel on the internet. I mean, he didn't tell me that. He's saying basically, I don't want to have to see videos in which you're talking about sex with my daughter or whatever. And I guess I probably wouldn't want to necessarily see that about Delilah either, but I don't know. I guess I've sort of transitioned past the various illusions of chicks being super meh, super meh, super need to protect the shit out of their chastity or whatever. I never really felt strongly about that when Delilah was a teenager. I just thought, well, she's got a boyfriend. She's going to start having sex soon, and let's put her on birth control. Meanwhile, Candace was trying to play. You guys leave the little door open, and you keep your feet on the floor, and trying to play policeman mom. Could that be because of polar FI? I don't understand why it would be though. Like, why would I care? If Delilah's happy, she knows what she wants, and if she's, it's like, why would I care if? I mean, I guess I would care if I really disliked the person who, or the way that she was being treated. I would very much be upset. But I never really strongly disliked any of her boyfriends. The one that I really should have disliked, I didn't have any indication that he was like that, which is to say, there's a red-haired guy that she went out with who I guess was like a bit of a domestic violence kind of guy. But, as soon as he went to try to, as soon as he I don't know if he hit Delilah or what, but as soon as that happened, it was over and she wasn't having any of that. It's not like Delilah's subject to victimization. She was raised by a father who loved her intensely and empowered her ontologically by expressing how wonderful and delightful and perfect she was. and also how important character was, and all those other sort of things that my parents did. Now, granted, I wasn't responsible like my parents. I didn't provide this nice, tidy, perfect environment, but kids don't need that. What they need is genuine, full throttle love and affirmation and stuff. And Delilah got plenty of that for me. So, yeah. If you haven't heard yet, it's my favorite day of the year, Chick Day. The day when we celebrate all things chick. If you got the chick, then you know that today you've got to talk to her like she's okay, because it's International Women's Day. Google told me when I came online, it said, Eric, it's a special time. It's International Women's Day. As you walk through the world and see all the chicks, say, hey, I really like the way those boobs stick out from front your chest and heavily weigh. I want to congratulate you for the back problems you'll have someday, 'cause it's International Women's Day. Go around and say, hey, I like your bae, your BGGJ, and your BUTT. That's why you're a woman on International Women's Day. I'll objectify you just like you want. Treat you like a sex object just like you want. Then I'll ask you to clean up my house, cook me some food, and hey, look at that. Now it's International Women's Day. Who wants to be an international woman and, fulfill your duties as a woman by cleaning my house and cooking my food? Actually, the thing is, I'm the woman with me and Rachel as far as that stuff goes. I do the majority of the cleaning and the cooking. I don't mind that at all. I like being a domesticated caregiver for Rachel. I enjoy that role of house mom. But, it's like, uh-oh, kitties are angry outside. I hear some hissing and some running. Looks like we got some kitty action. Let me go break it up. Break it up, kitties. It's International Women's Day. It's very rude to fight on International Women's Day. International Women's Day is a day for loving, not for fighting. Eric, have I ever dated an ISTP? No. I never have. I totally don't mind being Rachel's bitch. That's totally fine. Are you Rachel Lapalossa's bitch? Absolutely. For sure. I understand the key to keeping my woman happy is to feed, flatter, and fuck. Of course, Rachel, she suffers from some serious medical conditions. She's got breast rapid misalignment syndrome. Left unadjusted, her breast will become misaligned in rapid order. And not just today, International Women's Day, but every day, I worry about that. And I'm there. And I'm working on those things. And I'm making sure they stay in alignment. Rachel she just doesn't have the skills to align them herself. She doesn't know how to do it. She's TE polar. She just was like, I push it this way. And I'm like, get those hands out of the way. Let me deal with it. So, every day has a shred of International Women's Day in it for me. It's like, I care about women every day. But on today's special day, International Women's Day, well, this is the only day when I'm likely to give a Hallmark card for in honoring the womanliness of you. If you are a woman in my life, look in your mailbox today. You will be getting a snail mail card, homework card that says, Happy International Shake Day. Congratulations on your vagina. You must feel so proud. So, yeah. What would the main conflicts in an ISTP ENTP relationship be? The ISTP would never learn anything from, nor impress or fundamentally validate in the ENTP's eyes. The ENTP would be bored or just sort of fundamentally disillusioned with what would come to seem to be like an epic failure of intuition. Now, the reality is ISTPs don't have bad intuition. They can have extremely good NI because it's third slot, but it's very selfish. They use it when they want to use it and don't when they don't, and it's only for them. Same thing with the FE and me. Same thing with the TI and Rachel. Same thing with the Humanity Mia and Octavia Silva, because I don't know what type he is. I do know that I need to wish some new arrival a very happy International Women's Day, and that new arrival is named Khan Krishna Sarmapagu. Happy International Women's Day, Khan Krishna Sarmapagu. The fact that it's International Women's Day means that even though you're in India, you still get to be read of the Happy International Women's Day. It's not just Domestic Women's Day. It's international. So you count too. You count as a woman today. And this is your day. This is your day for the whole year. The rest of the days are for the men, but today is for you. You might want to call it Handbag and Petty Day. Day when you go buy yourself a new handbag, maybe a Coach bag or what's another kind of bag that chicks like a lot? What's it called? What's another fancy handbag? Fancy handbag maker. Oh my God, Kanki Krishna Sarmapagu, thank you for pointing out the obvious that I've been trying to stress for years now. International Women's Day is incredibly bigoted in assuming that people are one of two genders. You know, not okay. What's that other famous bag name? Not just Coach bag, and then there's one that's even more like hot, like this. Bow, everybody wants that one. I can't think of what it's called. If I hear it, I'll know immediately that that's the one. Michael Kors, thank you. You couldn't get with Michael Kors if you was fucking Michael Kors. Okay, Octavio? That's directed at you. And you, Can. Neither of you could get with Michael Kors if you was fucking Michael Kors. Okay? Even though it would seem that if you were fucking Michael Kors, you'd already gotten with him. You know? You were in the process of getting with him. And Michael Kors. Today is the day for every woman in the world to go out and buy themselves a Michael Kors bag or Coach or some other bag. Clutch? That's not a question. That's no question, Octavio. Clutch. That's a description of me in important moments. I did read the question. I said, no, I've never dated an ISTP. And the main problem would be ISTP would never feel like they could ever validate on ENTP's metrics. ENTP would always feel bored with ISTP. Like, what's wrong with you? Why can't you come up with any ideas or engage meaningfully or something? And just be, like, you always kind of feel like, oh, what's Delilah's type? She's ESTP. I would like to publicly apologize for mistaking your live chat room for a live comedy forum. Why would you need to apologize for that? Eric, how an INFJ use their NE? Well, Rachel likes to riff with me. So it's something I'm looking forward to doing more of. We haven't exactly, it's like we actually need to sit down and go, okay, let's formally practice this so we get over the inherent awkwardness and we figure out each other's rhythms and stuff. Now that I feel so settled in and safe and comfortable with Rachel in the relationship, like I know we're good forever. Now it's time to tackle things that maybe I was shy about tackling or concerned but fearful about tackling. Working with somebody in terms of improv stuff is scary for me because I don't trust anybody else with the process. Basically, I trust myself to improv, and that's about it. But I trust Rachel, actually. And it's just, I know that it's going to take, I have to, it's like I absolutely trust her instincts. And I just we haven't gotten around to it, sort of. There's a lot of good stuff we can do, but of course, Rachel and I make each other lazy, which means when we hang out together, we just start chatting and we don't really get much accomplished. I wouldn't call that lazy, though, actually. I just say we make each other happy, so we don't feel any need to do shit. But that would be the sort of thing that INFJs would enjoy, riffing. I did that with my friend Corey as well. I'd be the majority talker and he'd chime in with his NI hilarities periodically. Or we'd play various characters, He'd be Digger Digital Dan. The whole joke about like Negro spirituals and stuff. A lot of my jokes, in fact, a lot of things I say are sourced from back in the day when I was hanging out with Corey, or further behind or whatever. I've got little references and jokes from my early childhood all the way through now. When shit like pops a little bit for me in my life, I make jokes about it. And then if it's poppy enough or just lucky or whatever, I'll tend to retain it for forever. For example, big sneezes for little Eric. That's a joke that Dave Porter, my ISFJ friend, made when we were surfing once, like, I don't know, maybe 25 years ago. And we were out in the water waiting for a wave. And I had a sneezing fit. Achoo, achoo, achoo. And Dave Porter said, "Big sneezes for today, Eric." And I thought it was absolutely hilarious. And I've said it ever since. I said big sneezes for little Eric, big yawns for little Eric. It's sourced from him, Digger Digital Dan. This is the character that Corey played, where he's a guy who plays Negro spirituals, and lots of hilarity ensues. Corey was always saying funny shit. I don't know. He was always making me laugh. He had lots of funny, just random shit. Make fun of Don Knotts a lot. Like weep, weep, it's a train whistle. Shit like that, just like what? But of course, here's another one that is sourced from Corey. Corey is the one who came up with vaginal blood sploosh splash party. That's his. That's not my thing. That's his idea. Vaginal blood sploosh splash party. I thought it was hilarious the first time I heard it many years ago. I still think it's hilarious. That kind of shit. What kind of eyes do NIDOMs have, especially INFJs? A friend of mine says INFJs got tortured soul eyes. Happy outside, sad inside. I would say it's I think most INFJs have flat eyes on the inside. They seem flat if you look at it. I have laughing eyes. You know, I don't think of INFJs as being sad inside. I think of them as being stuck, paralyzed, because you're in your NI, you're always trying to factor in every single vector until the whole is understood as a system. It takes a long time to factor in that many vectors. You have to be patient for the data to gather, for your NI to do its thing. The problem is, as you're sort of observing various systems in the world, if you want to act upon one of them, in general, the system is too volatile to support NI perfect action. That is to say, your NI is not going to be wholly collapsed because you haven't got enough vectors and or vectors are changing. So what does that mean? It means that a lot of times you'll understand the whole situation, how fucked up it is or whatever, but you'll also understand the futility of doing things because you can tell whether or not you have in place a single clear decisive course that will persist in being the right course as the dynamics of the system change and be effective without requiring you to change course along the way. See, that's where any ignoring is a problem. The system's too dynamic, and then your NI can't grab a hold of it, and you assume that you ignore the fact that in the moment you'll be able to intuit actively externally if you use your extroverted intuition. So you're not actually so it's safe to take action. For ENTPs, because we're ignoring the NI, we're ignoring the fact that if we wait, we'll have more information to understand things actually. We assume that we'll just go act upon it, see what happens, and then act again. And we'll figure our way there accordingly. INFJs always seem lighthearted and happy to me, so I never understood this whole tortured soul. INFJ that people speak about, is it just a stereotype or do these maudlin INFJ exist? No, it's every INFJ. The tortured soul part is actually tortured soul. See, when people use the expression tortured soul, they're talking about like an INFP who's very moist and emo and self-absorbed and whatever. INFJs are tortured souls in a real sense, which is to say, they're not perceived that way. They're liked by other people. They're thought of as wise. They're thought of as understanding more clearly. They're thought of as being friendly. People like them because they're using FP successfully. They're thought of as cool. They're not making any social mistakes, all that kind of stuff. But inside, they don't like people. They don't like people because people are always failing. They're always failing to be adequately nuanced. They're always failing to pick up on subtle cues. They're always failing to consider other people's feelings and perceptions. They're always failing to factor in. They're always imposing TE on people. They're always judging for what perceived inadequacies. They're looking to jump on you for if you make a mistake and yada yada, and there's no reason for that. All you need to do really is understand a person's motivations and honesty and authenticity. And if they're motivated well and authentic, then there's no reason to police them in their whatevers. But the world does that, and it's depressing if you're an INFJ because it's not easy for, I guess, probably for every type. It's challenging being the best at a given modality when that modality is universal understanding It's very frustrating because almost everybody you ever encounter in the world seems to understand less clearly than you, and you don't really seem to have anybody you can talk to who's on the same page and who's on your level in terms of subtext. Because the key thing is for the INFJ and ENTP both is subtext. There's shit tons of subtext going on, and we like to be able to talk to other people in ways which the party is receiving on all the bands we're broadcasting, and vice versa. Very few people receive on all the bands that the INFJ broadcasts, because totally metaphysical type means basically see themselves as an extrovert sees themselves, which is to say, their focus is on the way the external universal is, not on how damp their toilet is, you know? How damp is my toilet? Extremely damp. So flat, I mean, dead inside. Like ENTPs, dead inside. There you go. But we have a chance to turn each other, it's like Rachel and I make each other live inside. Because after all, finally, after all these years of just like, let me dumb shit down again. Let me dumb shit down and slow shit down and use bigger facial expressions, be less nuanced, so that the idiots of the world can understand me. Is the ENTP equivalent, you know? How do INFJ use SI? As well as they can. Rachel's gotten pretty good about realizing that it's critically important that she takes care of her SI, and everything else falls into place, no problem. And the same thing with me, frankly, is it's not as critically important for me to take care of my SI, but I recognize now that much of how I am in any given day, any given moment, whether I'm happy, unhappy, successful, or whatever, has mostly to do with how much sleep I've gotten, and food and drink and stuff like that. I knew an ESTP who said he doesn't really give a shit about people. He gets them to like him and make them believe he's nice. He's a pessimist, perhaps he's this type, though. See, ESTPs, action types don't generally tend to be pessimists. Action types, it's almost implicit to being an action type. They say ESTP, ESFP, ENTP, or ENFP. It's almost implicit to being an action type that you have to be optimistic. The reason is because instead of knowing what you should do, instead of figuring out what you should do, instead of interactively determining what you should do, you decide ahead of time what you should do and you do it. You have to be optimistic. You have to assume that the action will either have an impact you want, or it'll mix things up enough that that you'll be able to then decide what the next action is. So there's a fundamental optimism to being an action type. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna do this, Eric? I don't know. I just gotta start and figure it out along the way. No problem. Of course, sometimes there's a problem. A lot of times there's a problem. Actually, Eric, you were way too optimistic about this. You don't know how to do this. You weren't able to figure it out in 5 minutes like you assumed you would be able to. And now you're fucked. Do I ever learn anything from that? Not really. I still continue to operate under the assumption that whatever it is, I'll be able to figure it out and no problem. And I'll be able to do it and I'll be able to solve the problem. And, oh, you got this kind of problem? Don't worry. I'll take care of that. Well, how? I don't know. I'll get started and I'll figure it out. There's a problem Kimberly and I used to have. She'd want me to explain exactly how it was that I was going to whatever. I'd say, like, well, don't worry about that. I'll handle that if it turns into a problem at that angle. And she'd say, like, well, what if they say this? Or, like, look, at that point, you're getting into shit that I don't need to parse out now. and I'm not going to. And it's ridiculous to parse it out because there are too many variables, and it's like using any badly. Knowing when to sift through the possibilities, and when doing so is pointless because how you're going to act is contingent still on shit to be determined, is part of being a good NE user. Like my dad is not very good at that. My dad wants to use NE at times when he shouldn't use it. Don't figure out all the contingencies for both X and Y. Find out if it's X or Y first, then figure out all the contingencies for X or Y. Is this SI, something bad or good happens, and whatever I was doing when it occurred caused it, and it will repeat again if I do the same thing? Yes, that's SI unmitigated by any other function, just sort of its pure instincts. That's SI. It's a powerful association thing. My experience will repeat. Last time, and this is one of the problems that I had with Kimberly as well. I like to, one of the strategies I've always used in relationships where I've had to sort of try to improve the discourse, which I don't really have to do in this relationship at all, but is I would, like, let's say we got into a fight because we talked about penguins. I started that conversation about penguins by saying, I don't know about these emperor penguins. And it turned into a big fight. And the reason is because I said something negative about emperor penguins, and it turns out that my significant other had a pet emperor penguin when she was a kid and really loves emperor penguins. And so that started a fight. So then after that fight is over, like a couple days later, I'm likely to say, do this trick and go, you know what I was thinking about emperor penguins? And knowing that the person going to feel some dread for a second and go, what? And you go, I was totally wrong about them. I love those emperor penguins. They're so great. You know, something like that. I do that a lot. I used to when I was in relationships where I needed to work on them in order to break associations. But the problem with Kimberly is she wouldn't afford me even that benefit of the doubt of like the what? As soon as I even asked a question, she'd attack before I even like had a chance to break that association. And so that was like a basic technique I would use without really even thinking about it all the time. And I couldn't use it with her because she afforded me so little trust that I couldn't surprise her by you know, having things play out differently like that. Eric, you said INFJs use TI selfishly, but I seem to enjoy debates, mental or not, and even try debating when I see people needing it. Well, I mean, yeah, you enjoy debates. That's using it selfishly. And you decide when you want to try to debate and when you don't, and when you want to apply TI and when you don't. And, you know, when you see people needing it, you don't mind giving other people TI because you're deciding what to do with it. And you're not applying it to your own shit because, after all, you're NI and your holes don't reduce. And when someone else applies it to you, you are subject to critique on that, and you'll take it seriously and feel kind of hurt feelings if you're wrong about your TI. But most importantly, you remember that TI is for me. When I feel like debating, I do. And it's wonderful. I love it. I love being right. And I love it when others are fair to me. It's wonderful. Just like I love receiving praise. And I love it when other people listen to me. Of course, you know, I'm a real people lover. We've got great FE. It's not selfish at all. You know, it's like I'm happy whether people are praising me or just admiring me or, you know, laughing at my jokes. I'm happy with any of those things. It's totally not selfish. What? I don't get it. What's the problem here? There's lots of ways I enjoy FE. You could praise me. You could pay attention to me. You can laugh at my jokes. You can listen to my music. You know, any of those things that's not selfish. That's a whole range of FE purposes. Your holes don't reduce. Excellent, Bruce Moose. Good point. That is one of the sayings of International Women's Day as well. International Women's Day. Our holes don't reduce, so don't reduce us to our holes. is an excellent combination math feminism statement. Our holes don't reduce, so don't reduce me to my holes. All of my holes are whole numbers. They don't reduce. So please don't reduce me to my holes, okay? Okay, fine. Can I turn them into fractions? No! I do not have 4/4 of a vagina. I have one vagina. I do not have 8/4 of boobs. I have 2 boobs. If you did, you know what? Actually, 2 boobs is a reduction from 8/4 of boobs. It's not a reduction. Are you sure? Maybe it is. See? But those are my holes. Okay, good point. Okay, good point. That's not holes. You're right. Those are boobs. They're different. INFJ always look mad and seem angry when speaking to them, but also unnecessarily harsh and blunt is not enjoyable hanging out with one. Okay, well, you've mistaken INFJ for some other type. They're definitely not unnecessarily harsh and blunt. That is not any sane description of an INFJ. That's you've mistaken. You're probably dealing with an ESTP maybe, or an ENTP, or ISTP maybe. INFJs. That's not an INFJ you're talking about there. I mean, Ken Krishna Sarmapagu often shoves her foot up my ass. She definitely kicks ass and takes names. But look, she does it with a flower. See how she's giving you a flower, Max Clay? She's not just kicking ass and taking names. She's also giving you a flower. Why is she giving you a flower? Do you deserve a flower, Max Clay? No. Nothing you said is flower worthy. But Ken Krishna Sarmapagu's not afraid to throw out flower anyway. Here, have one, she says. It's pink. It's a little more red in the middle. It's a hibiscus, I think. Would you call that a hibiscus flower? I think so. Or is it Olympus Mons? I'm harsh only when pushed, then all the nasty stuff I held back comes out. Right. Max Clay, if you're making INFJs harsh and blunt, you're probably doing a terrible job of interacting with them, I would guess. Like an epically terrible job. Okay, guys, I do have allergies, so please let's keep the pollen-related emojis to a minimum. You're going to make me sneeze. And when I sneeze during sex, it's very different than when Rachel sneezes during sex. Relatable as fuck. I believe you mean AF. Yeah. Well, I've seen Rachel hit snapping points before where she's feeling like the world is extracting too much from her, at which point she gets all middle fingery. She's just like, you picture her too, make me smile. Her little middle finger just, they're just being like, fuck you. It was one of the delightful things about her mental breakdown fugue state was, and as I told her at the time too, it was like, one thing I gotta say I appreciate about this whole thing, Rachel, is the way that you're acting out just involves such a vigorous, defiant, just fuck you to everybody. That's better, Ken Krishna Sarmapagu. I like those hearts. See? Now your dead eyes are shining. The thing is, ENFPs are kind of dead inside too. But I don't think I don't feel dead inside though. I just don't anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore at all. I feel super moist, super SI rye. I don't really get the FI, but I like it. I feel resolved in who I should be and who I am, and mostly in a general sense where I'm going, but I feel unresolved in that I also feel like I'm floating right now. I'm waiting for the path to open, the correct path to present itself, and then to stride purposefully down that path. Rachel beside me, of course, and know that the next course of action I must pursue has opened up, and I will pursue it then. Of course, your Effie's not cringy, Kang Krishna Sarma Pagoo. Who? What? No, INFJ Effie is not cringy. INFJ Effie is the most highly attuned instrument in cringe detection. So if you want to get an accurate reading on your cringe, which could range from, if you're not aware, cringe is measured in units of discomfort, and the range goes from 2 to 7. It's an odd scale, and there's tenths of a point from 2 to 4. Only half points. So you can go 2.1, 2.2. From 4 though to 6, only half points. 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, back to tenths of a point, up to 6.8. At which point it goes hundredths of a point. So it's a complicated metric. But yeah, the cringiest thing in the world would be then a literal 7.00, but you never hit a 7. You can't ever hit a 7. So that's why the numbers go into hundredths in the last stretch there, is because of the nature of the math. So, for example, if you get a 6.86, that's extremely cringy. 6.9 is exponentially more cringy, which is why you never get anything really above a 6.8. But in case somebody were to maximally impose full blast cringe on you, and it just continues to escalate more and more cringy, and cringes you all the way until you literally die from discomfort, that would be a 6.99. Never happened in the history of mankind. It's never happened. That's why it's a good scale, because you can't really get to the top of it. You also never really get to the bottom of it. Nothing is completely free of any risk of cringe, although you can get very, very close to it too. You can get 2.01. And what that would be is, for example, a man sitting still in front of a camera, 2.1. Both, Elijah. I'm 6'4", and she's 3'2". So big difference, Big difference. She doesn't. When I first started talking to her on the internet, I had no idea she was only 3'2". She looks like a regular sized person, but yeah, she's just like, she could easily enough work at the Willy Wonka factory, and she does also have a weird obsession with singing songs every time she's doing something. Oompa loompa oompity doo. Look at me, I'm tying my shoe. Oompa loompa doopity doo. I'm tying my shoe. Eric is a giant. Oompa loompa doopity doo. Eric is a giant indeed. I like Rachel's little teeny hands. She has little teeny hands. I like the appearance of her little teeny hand grabbing my dick. It makes me feel bigger, and also just sort of, it's just adorable. And she's got little teeny feet, big old titties. International Women's Day. Congratulations, women. I want to commend you on your boobs, commend you on your badge, commend you on both X chromosomes, commend you on the lack of a Y chromosome, commend you on the butt cheeks, commend you on the butthole, and of course, the beauty. The beauty and the softness and the smelling good. That's always a nice thing about women. It's the beauty and the softness and the smelling and the good. You know. So good job, chicks. Good job. If you are not a woman, you are not celebrated on this day. If you are gender fluid, no. You gotta commit to woman at least for one day. You can go back to being gender fluid after today, but if you want to be celebrated on International Women's Day, you better fluid your gender back over to woman and lock it in place for one day. Then you can be celebrated. Then you can go back to being fluid tomorrow. Okay. I want to commend you for a full blast cringe, grabbing my syringe. Here we go. Let's smoke this bowl. I think Rachel's actually like 5'2", something like that, 5'3". I think she's a little more than a foot shorter than me. She's taller than my second wife. So I'm a foot and 2 inches taller than she is. She said she liked, when we first got together, she said she liked the fact that I was so much bigger than her, taller than her, you know? And I didn't really notice, I guess, because I'm taller than almost everybody. And I don't really distinguish very much in general between different degrees of shorter than me. Like, I don't go like, that 5'2" chick is shorter than that 5'7" chick. I just go, there's a couple of chicks, a couple of shorties, you know. They're down there somewhere. I always notice when somebody is as tall as I am, which happens periodically. I mean, I'm at some location, and as usual, my head's above everybody. If there's like a group of people or something, I can see over the group, and I'm used to not having my view blocked just by standing up wherever it is I'm looking at things. So if there is another dude who's just as tall as me and who's in there, then it will bug me because there's, oh my God, what? Will you move, please? I can't see over everybody now. You're not entitled to that. You just get used to it. It's nice. Like, for example, one time I was hanging out with my friend Liz, and I was like, hey, Liz, come look at this thing over here. And she was like, Eric, I want you to turn around, look at me. And she walked up to the wall, and the wall's like here, and her head's like here, you know. I can't see over that wall, okay? I was like, oh, you can't see over it, right? Well, anyway, that's an interesting thing over there. You just forget that other people are short. INFP here. I'm super clingy to my boyfriend, especially mentally. If I don't get to be present in all his brain's emotions, thoughts, I feel like I'll have lost him. Huh. Well, I encourage clinginess in Rachel. One thing I tell Rachel at the beginning of the relationship was, and I've told pretty much every relationship I've been in, needy is fine. You be as needy as you want, and I will do my best to reassure and meet those needs. Not okay to be super controlling, but absolutely okay to be needy. Needy is controlling but being vulnerable. That's fine. It's like, if you don't want to be vulnerable, then needy turns into controlling. If you're willing to be vulnerable, then controlling is just neediness. And neediness can be met because it's honest, whereas controlling is dishonest. Controlling is fundamentally dishonest. It's saying somehow it's a good idea for me to have responsibility, not just for me, but also for you. That's not good. You know, you're trying to colonize the autonomy and agency of another person. You know, like when Rachel's brother tries to freak out over her smoking pot, it's because he enjoys having some sovereignty over some portions of Rachel's autonomy and agency. Namely, he enjoys having somebody to intimidate, boss around, whatever. And so when that got taken away from him, because like when I called to talk about the transition from Rachel from over there to here, it was in part because I needed to talk to Anthony because he had been yelling at my girlfriend or generally creating an unhealthy environment for her because she smelled like weed and he freaked the fuck out. That's not okay. He can't do that anymore. So the thing is, if instead of that approach, he took a needy approach and said, look, this is really hard for me because I'm realizing what a shitty person I've been. And also that I'm sure why I was getting off on that. It's so weird. And well, totally different conversation, totally different experience, totally different reality, because that person's being honest. So for me, neediness is a good thing. Clinging is fine. Rachel can cling as much as she wants. If I need her to cling from a slightly larger distance because I'm busy with something over here right now, then I'll just let her know. But she can cling, she can be as needy as she wants. In my opinion, if you want to be in an honest relationship that's true, just fine, and special, in which both parties genuinely love each other a lot, then for most parties, they're going to need to build up a certain amount of real trust, which is to say, you've established now that you're genuinely on my team, and I don't got to worry about anything else like that, you know? Self-preserving types versus sexual types might cause the most conflict. That's quite plausible. Oh, I know what you've got, Iceland, FG. You've got a problem called ISFP or ISTP boyfriend. Never going to change. Nothing's ever going to change. They don't talk because they don't have ideas, not because they're not sharing with you. And the thing is, feelings are only turned into words by ideation, really. They don't have any meaningful word form. Like when I'm feeling sad, as I say to you, I'm feeling sad, it doesn't mean anything. It's saying, normatively bad, random shit. Put whatever there. It doesn't even matter. Normatively bad, meh. Oh, well, there you go. It's never going to change. You should break up with him. He's never going to share any thoughts or feelings with you because he doesn't have any thoughts, and his feelings are only in service of a TI, which is there to evaluate and deliberate other people's thoughts. There is no expert intuition and is functionally active. He'll occasionally make a good joke. That's the extent of ISTP's expert intuition. Every once in a while, they'll surprise you with a good joke. And that's all you'll ever have in this relationship forevermore, because he's who he is. When you say, let me join the process of feeling and thinking, you're saying, I want you to change to somebody who talks out things like I do as an INFP, who talks it out. You talk it out too. Just talk it out with me. That's what I'm saying. Just let me be a part of it. We can talk it out together. Except he doesn't talk. I know. That's not how he does shit. He doesn't talk shit out. He's never going to talk shit out. You're asking him to change who he is. He's an ISTP. Nature's boringest creature. So Sorry, ISTPs. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that, ISTPs. You're not nature's boringest creature. Okay? So many movies have you featured as the main character. You must be interesting. Yeah. Scarlett Johansson, I mean, it's certainly plausible that she's an ISTP. She's definitely Beta Quadra. I sort of always assumed she was an ENFJ, which would be her dual, but she might be an ISTP. I think more likely she's an ENFJ. She plays a lot of ISTPs in movies. You know, she's certainly Black Widow's an ISTP, but I don't think Scarlett Johansson is. I think Scarlett Johansson is an ENFJ. Like, for example, you can see the NI tool, the way that she reacted to not getting to play that role of the transgender person. Well, Ryan Reynolds, she doesn't matter who she cheated on. She's a cheater. She's a cheater. You know, at least she's acknowledged that she's not fit for relationships now. That's worthwhile. I'm glad to hear then that she says marriage doesn't make any sense, because she needs to stay away from people who actually believe in long-term relationships, since she obviously can't be trusted. I think I know who Wyan Reynolds is. Isn't Wyan Reynolds the one who was in the very beginning part of, or maybe he was in the whole thing of what's that called? That dark MCU movie. It's funny, the dark funny one. What's it called? Deadpool. Yes. Yes, Deadpool. Wyan Reynolds was in Deadpool, right? Is that Wyan Reynolds? Not sure. Yes, that is Wyan Reynolds. Okay, good. He seems like a likable fellow. He seems like an archetype. Like you go, that guy's a real Wyan Reynolds. ISTPs to me sound really bland and boring. I know two of them for sure, and both cannot muster up enough ideation to keep my attention enraptured. Well, Elijah, I would say also, you don't even need to have your attention enraptured. You just fundamentally are going to not validate them, because you have an external validation function in the fifth slot, extroverted intuition, and they are polar in it. You are not going to validate them. I'm not going to validate ESTJs inherently. It's like, I'm going to always just be like, ay, about them. Also, ESFJs, ay, about them, because they don't, I mean, I might like them, I might appreciate them, I might go whatever, but there's a fundamental kind of disrespect that you have that may not ever express as disrespect, but I guess should be better expressed as lack of respect, because the clarity with which you see their deficit. This is the clarity with which I see your deficit. Extremely clear. ICP is pure business. No bullshit, crazy words, talk straight and to the point. Right. ICP's also got sense. Like, I mean, because I moved into Kimberly's house, and for a brief period of time lived there with Kimberly and in his room, Colin, the ISTP son. Now, ISTP son and I came to immediate clash at the very beginning of the relationship. Like, he wanted to pull his, I'm the man around, I'm the boss around here shit, I'm Colin. And we had a bro showdown like this, SE style showdown. And then that stopped having SE style showdown. I was like, okay, look, stop. We're not going to do anything. I don't remember the exact order of operations or whatever, but basically it went down like, all right, look, we don't want to do any more of this shit like this, but you can't talk to your mom like you were talking to her right then. Because I woke up with him like, his mom. And I didn't like that, obviously. And that's what caused me to be all like, the hell you will. Of course, it wasn't long before I was meow too, because she was being. See, he had no reason to do that. He really didn't. I had excellent reason to do that because she was a fucking drove me insane. Regardless, a waste of time going back talking about that. But the ISTP point is that once it switched over to talking, which was right away, then he did battle with me very briefly and basically rolled over and bared his throat because he's basically Razi. Yeah, he's a bit of a drunk too. It helps on the boring part. STPs in general love their alcohol, and it's absolutely true. The thing is about the ISTP thing was thereafter, at least he didn't even bother to try to pull bullshit with me. Like one time he was talking shit about me to his mom, and his mom just said to him, well, why don't you tell him this? And he said to her, like I have any chance. Like in no way I'm going to tell him that. He's just going to, smoke me, basically. He's going to kick my ass, I have no chance. At least he's aware of that. Doesn't bother trying. Didn't stop him from talking shit behind my back or whatever. But I don't care. People do that. People can do that, but and the fact is, we had a pretty good relationship after that. At that point, we really did. We got along well. He got me my favorite hat. That hat that I wear that has the little flaps on it when it's cold. He got me. That's a gift from him. Or one of my favorite hats. I've got a lot of favorite hats. And I liked his girlfriend. She was nice. Tara was a very big-titted ISFJ woman, like ridiculous kind of. And she always wore billowy things to kind of hide it, but she had kind of a regular body and a flattish kind of butt. Not skinny, but not large either. Just and then just these strikingly. It's weird. She wanted to get reduction surgery. I just wanted to be like, do not do that. That's terrible. Anyway, in a battle between ESTP and ISTP wrestling, who will win? It's toss up. It's a toss up. It's like a debate between ISTP and ENTP. Toss up. I think ESTP 100%? I don't think so. I don't know about that. I think there are a lot of sports that ISTPs end up being the best at. Because, okay, like a wrestling match is, assuming you're talking about a formal wrestling match on a mat, I would say ISTP has the advantage because ISTP it's more, that thing is a very technique-based thing. And I mean, in terms of just cognitive function stacks, it's a toss-up. If you factor in that the ISTP probably prepared better ahead of time, I would say the ISTP. And I might say the INTP in general has a slightly better chance in the debate round because the INTP probably prepared better ahead of time. But if you're talking about street wrestling or street debate, then probably the ESTP and the ENTP win. Hi, Maddie Sanchez. I like your flat face. Your mouth is just a straight line. I like the fact that it doesn't mess around. It doesn't waste time going up and down. Just stays right there. A single plane. Now, you've donned a hat. And you brought your cat along. And you put some heart sunglasses on your cat. Look, everybody, it's Matias Sanchez with his cowboy hat and his heart-shaped sunglass cat. They're going to have bagels this morning down at the local boulangerie. Let's clap and encourage them. Good job, Maddie Sanchez. Good job. Enjoy a bagel at the boulangerie for me, okay? I would like you to metaphysically transubstantiate the bagel into my stomach. XZ, David Berlinski. What about David Berlinski? I like him. I like him a lot. Good guy. He's a smart guy. Clever guy. He's correct about evolution. Phew. That's what I was going to say. If the ESTP went out and fucked 7 people the night before and stayed up all till whatever, the ISP would take it. Yeah. Hey, look, it's Morridge. I like Morridge. I like his name. I like to say it. It reminds me of porridge. That's why I like it. Because, like most people, while I hate the flavor and taste and consistency of the food porridge, I love its name. I wish more things had names like porridge. Oh, right. I haven't made it yet. I've got a lot of shit to do. I should be probably a lot of videos I want to make. That's one of them. But I will tell you what I was going to say in the video. It's pretty straightforward. Berlinski does a critique of why evolution continues to be the status quo story that's based on TE and FE and FI. And he doesn't account for N reasons at all as to why it is the case that evolution is the predominant narrative. And so in that regard, and he says during that part as well, like that nobody's perfectly unbiased, nobody's making perfectly objective decisions. Well, I mean, about issues or whatever. I am, for sure. I keep saying this. I keep telling everybody there is to hear that this is the case, but almost always somebody pushes back. Nobody is there. Blah, blah, blah. No, I am. Because my primary top value, if I care about most of all, is being completely unbiased about something. If I am biased about something, then in that instance, I would say, like, I don't want to talk about this as an FI thing. And so, in other words, I wouldn't make a biased conclusion about it because I wouldn't engage in argumentation about it because I recognize that it's an area where I don't want to engage in argumentation. Unlike other people make arguments that are illogical because of the thing they like so much. Because the thing I like so much, I recognize what it is, and something I think I like so much, I refuse to make arguments about it because I recognize in this instance, I'm not going to make any objective. I'm not going to have a disinterested calculus about this. So I'm not going to make arguments about it because what that means is this must be one of those things about which it's not about advocacy in any regard, or it's not about positions. There's something implicit to it that transcends that. So, for example, I noticed that I didn't want to have a conversation with Countess about marijuana being legal in New York, even though it's a legitimate argumentation vector about the thing I was talking about. Because I don't want to argue about the thing I was talking about, because that argumentation vector only legitimizes potentially her brother's behavior and gives him a good reason to be an asswipe. Well, it's false cover. I know it for what it is. I don't want to have to argue out those argumentation chains about that because it's just going to annoy me. It's like, look, there's this thing that happens where if you're trying to make a point about something and the other party doesn't really want you to make that point for whatever reason, one thing they can do is try to drag you back in time on the flow. Certain things are already established as certain, which is like, it's not okay to react like that because somebody smelled like weed. It's just not okay. To revisit that issue, to go back on the flow and go, okay, well, maybe it is okay to react like that because you smoke weed, because weed's illegal in New York or whatever. That annoys me. That annoys the fuck out of me because, from my mind, we're well past that question of whether it was okay to react like that. It's obviously and never okay to act like that. So, as a consequence, I'll be FI about the thing that I don't want to argue about anymore. And I'll recognize attempts to argue it as an attempt to muddy the clear part so that the work can't be done. The clear part's clear. We don't need to argue about that anymore. Now, if there's something to discuss, like what ought to be done, whether this perspective approach is good or bad or whatever, fine, let's talk about all that stuff. But I don't want to muddy the clear part just because it's technically relevant. In my mind, it's back on the flow. In your mind, it might not be back on the flow. In your mind, it's hey, hold on, you haven't settled the right question here yet, mister. And that's fine. I get that. That's totally legit from an argumentation standpoint. But because I don't want to argue about it, because it's an FI thing, I just say, well, look, I'm not there. I don't want to argue about that anymore. So I'm not going to I'm accepting as absolute fact that obviously the legality of marijuana has no role whatsoever in whether or not the behavior of the brother was justified or legitimate. That any claim to the contrary is completely specious and bullshit. That if her brother actually were to make that claim, that because it's illegal, that I'm justified in my controlling, yelly, disregard for the humanity of others. Bullshit. And it makes me mad that somebody wants to cooperate with muddying that obvious clarity, because that's just coddling evil. So, you could accuse me of being biased about that if you want. What I'm saying is I'm not biased in the sense that I'm not going to make illogical arguments in favor of it. I'll acknowledge all the points. Yes, it's illegal. Yes, one could make that argument block. Yeah, I could make it myself if I wanted to. I make it more effectively than Countess could, and argue that, in fact, the brother's position is legitimate. If I were his defense attorney in this whole matter, so to speak, I would I'd go on offense against me. And I mean, I know exactly what I do. But the point is that's what I mean by a disinterested calculus. I can tell you all of this stuff, no problem. I'm not stuck insisting my side is the only side with arguments, or insisting this one best argument is the only argument that really matters. I mean, often I will make those kind of arguments, but yeah, I'm just as I am actually completely disinterested in my calculations. It's just that about some matters I don't want to argue. And when that's the case, it would be fair to say that I'm letting my bias show in the sense that I'm letting it insist on the frame without being willing to argue about the frame as to what's legitimate ground. But I would point out that my communication is not, while it may be subject to debate style scrutiny from other people, it's not purposed as debate communication all the time. And I'm not always looking to have to defend every claim I make or every boundary I set as legitimate. And that's okay too. I do a hell of a lot better job of engaging about all my boundaries and engaging on a meta level about everything I say than just about anybody else. So whatever. Mattias, how would my name sound like in Spanish? Sound like this. Buenos tardes, señorita Kangan Krishna Sarmapaku. Por favor, siéntate. Gangan Krishna Saramapago. Yo, my name is Raul Diego. I am Raul Diego. Hello, and welcome to Raul Diego's Painting with Ideas. I, Raul Diego, am your intuitive host. Welcome. I hope you all saw the sign. There will be no censors allowed here today. If you are a censor, I will politely now ask you to get out of here. No censors. Okay, good. Anyway, I'm Raul Diego. I am a genius. See, because I use what? My eyes? My ears? No. My nose? No. I use my ideas. I'm an intuitive. An E-N-T-P. Raul Diego is my name. Each of my paintings is so good that it costs more than $50,000. Dólares. See. I went to the gallery owner and I said to him, Mr. Gallery owner, these pinturas, these paintings you have on the wall, you might as well throw them in the garbage can. They were painted by los censores, the censors. 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 They don't have any ideas. What do censors have? They have a stick. See? They have a rock. See? Pero no tienen. They don't have any ideas. They don't have any intuition. Okay, now listen. Everybody who's here in the Raul Diego Painting with Ideas class, I want you to please get a piece of paper, a paints, or something like that. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get my piece of paper, and we're gonna have a lesson today about how to go from regular to genius, like me, Raul Diego. You know, a lot of people come up to me and they say, Raul Diego. And I say, yeah. Can you move your car? And I tell them, okay, hold on. Let me get my keys. Here we go. Raul Diego has found his clipboard. Yes, he has. If you are like Raul Diego, you too have brought your clipboard that you got at the clipboard store in preparation for this class. Okay? Here we go. Okay, now, let's say you got your paper now, you got your clipboard, and you got your paintbrush. I use a pen because I'm painting with a pen today. Okay, here we go. Everybody got their paper? Now, whenever you start a new painting, when you are painting with ideas, the number one thing to do on any painting is to draw a line. You're going to see right here, I'm going to draw a line. Like that. Here we go. Everybody get your picture out. Now listen, I want you all to actually do this because after this live stream, I want everyone to either like text or email me a picture of their picture, and I'm going to put it on a community channel. Okay. So What we're doing today is a landscape painting. Everybody ready to do the landscape painting? Very easy. If you are an intuitive. First of all, if you have a landscape in front of you that you can look at, do not look at it. Just look at the wall. You are not going to paint with your eyes today. You're going to paint with your ideas. Okay, number one step, draw a line. Draw a line for your landscape. There. See? Line. It's a good line. Now, this is the line in the middle. Now down here, you got to draw another line like this. Okay, there. Another line. Now, in order to paint with your ideas, you have to think, what are these lines? Why are they there? This line must be where the land and the sky meet. That's where. Now it's time you put some mountains. How do you make a mountain? You make a point like this. Watch, I'll show you. How do I know that's how you make a mountain? Intuition. You just have to intuit it, okay? Now, another mountain. Like this, another point. There. Mountain. Montaña. Okay, now, let's put a little guy here climbing on the mountain. I'm going to make another mountain first. I'm going to put a guy climbing on the mountain like so. How do you draw a guy? El hombre a la montaña y a la ropa. Sí. You should be painting with your ideas right now, like me. There, a little guy. Okay, now, here, we're going to make another kind of mountain. La montaña pito. El pico te poto, te pito, te tito, te pota, te montaña. Okay. If you don't know what it looks like, close your eyes and use your intuition to think about what kind of thing you're going to put. Like this. Look at this one. This here is different. See? La montaña de y muy mucho. Okay, this mountain is not, it looks kind of messed up, so you're going to make this. Like so. There. That's better. That's a lot better now, but it's still not that good, but it's pretty good. Like that now. Now like this. There. Getting closer and closer to genius. Okay, at this point, you should probably take a break because it's pretty tiring. If you're an artist like me and you use your intuition, okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna fix it. Don't worry. It's tiring though. I'm telling you. Just take a break right now. Everybody, why are you guys working me so hard? How much you pay for this class anyway? $50? $50? I didn't get any of that money. $50? I said to the gallery owner, I said, I need a class that ends up paying $50. Okay. This mountain now is good. It's an important mountain. You can see it's different than most mountains. It's a special mountain. It's a mountain where people go when they're tired of a regular mountain. This mountain is good mountain. La montaña bueno. El montaña de oro. El montaña de Dio. Los dios de montañas. If you want, I will go get you an enchilada for lunch. But we need to take a break before I can do that. I can put ranchero sauce on it if you like. Plus, would you like me to put on the Dodger game on the television? Or would you like a hamburguesa in your soup? La sopa. La soup. Hay demasiados chupacabras en esta montaña. ¿Sí? 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 Okay. Esta montaña is sí. Okay. Now, what's here? What do you go here? What goes here? We're not sure yet. What goes here? Is that water? It might be water. Let's see. Okay, so this is like I'm not sure what this part is yet, but I think it's like land that you come up from the water like here, like a boat. Let's put a boat there so they know what it is. So you can see what it is. La bota de agua. La bota de agua is the name of my one-act play. Raúl Diego goes fishing in his boat, El Bota de Agua, or Mexico's finest fishing vessel, as they sometimes call it. If you want to come and visit me in Mexico, you should come and visit me in Mexico City. I live in Chihuahua. I live in Michoacan. Here we go. Now this painting is really coming together. So right now, I'd say it's maybe only like $10,000 for this painting, but it's getting more and more valuable all the time. First, I got to take a break. You guys are tiring me out. You guys got to stop asking so many questions about how to paint, okay? I said it's a painting class for intuitive. You're supposed to be able to intuit this shit. French sounds wee wee gooey to the ears. Wee 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 gooey wee 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 wee. Yeah, German is the most beautiful of all the languages. They speak it in Stuttgart, they speak it in Bonn, and they speak it in Berlin, of course. When I saw the delight in the faces of the people in Germany, I said, listen, you guys need to stop smiling so much. It's verboten. I don't like the Greeks, the Turkish, or the Persians. All right. They don't understand the darkness of life. They never see how sturdy the soul can be. They don't understand why you can't tolerate it when people get cut in line in front of you. It's not okay. Das ist verboten. If you like Oktoberfest and you love bratwurst and you adore sauerkraut and you feel really good about juicy, big busted women serving flagons of mead to your mom's face, then you'll love Germany because it's just like that. We don't make mistakes, only happy accidents. Only happy accidents here. It's okay, sweetie. That's a wonderful happy accident you made. We're just going to make the most of it. But, I launched a nuclear missile. Happy accident. Happy accident. Not a mistake. Just relax, please. Let it go. Not your fault. Nobody's going to blame you. But, I entered the code and pushed the button on purpose. It's okay, sweetie. Still a happy accident. But, I'm launching another ICBM right now. Just accidentally, I'm sure. You're going to be okay. Not a mistake. Like you said, you're doing it on purpose. But I don't want to. Obviously you do. You wouldn't be doing it. So go ahead. Start nuclear war. But I don't want nuclear war. I don't want nuclear war either. Fine, let's call off the nuclear war. For a while it looked like we were really going to get one going, but then everyone's like, I'm kind of busy and nuclear winter sounds like a drag. And then like the next guy's like, yeah, I got something going on too. Third people are like, well, if they're not coming, we're out of here as well. Pretty soon nobody wanted to launch any nuclear weapons and all the hype for nothing. Out of all belly dance styles, Egyptian style looks the most classic and ancient and simple. Turkish belly dancing looks the most vibrant and youthful with the energetic moves. The problem with Greeks is how they always make you play D&D and talk about Star Wars. True. Good point there. That is a good point. How they insist on slaughtering a goat to celebrate everything. Well, I got my driver's license. Let's slaughter a goat. Come on. Do we have to slaughter another goat? Of course, you got your driver's license. Okay, I'm back from the library. Let's slaughter our goats. Congratulations. In Greece, when you're really good, they slaughter a goat. That's their version of Cracker Jacks. All right, so who among you feels an affinity, maybe a sort of deep, lasting bond with the goat slaughtering Greeks? Anyone? Is it Chase McDude? Is it Roosmoose? Roosmoose? Why am I not working on music right now? I really should be instead of just live streaming again. Is it because I'm being lazy? Or is it because I'm being indulgent? Or is it because I'm a massive failure? Only you can tell me the answer. Roosmoose is my music therapist. Roosmoose, will you be my music therapist for me? Yeah, I had a dream last night about C#. Tell me more. It was a little concerning. I couldn't tell if it was a C# major or a C# minor. I was a little upset. Your rate? I think you charge about 140 metaphysical dollars an hour. 140 metaphysical dollars a metaphysical hour, which could last any number of metaphysical seconds, depending. Yeah, I'm really conflicted between C# major and minor. So every time I go to play it, my fingers can't decide what to do. Doesn't matter what music theory says, what it sounds like. I don't know. It seems like they're the same chord almost. C# major, C# minor. Does it really make that much difference? They both start with C#, right? This is normal, Eric. This is normal. These are the kind of thoughts anybody's going to have. There's nothing wrong with you. Two collies and a carrot, dog. Or two collies and a carrot. If you get two collies and a cauliflower and you put them together with a carrot, you've got 2 collies and a cauliflower plus the carrot in your midst. True what I said there. Very true. Extremely true. Apparently, the Irish population in Ireland is very small, but the Irish population globally is huge. Like they're everywhere. I thought that was interesting. That is interesting. It is. It broke my brain entirely, apparently. You know, there's a Northern Ireland, too. I'm not sure if those people call themselves Irish. They would call themselves no-rishes. I love the Irish. They brought us potatoes. I don't think the Irish brought us potatoes. The Irish are famous for starving for a lack of potatoes. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, Morridge. The Irish people are famous world around for running out of potatoes and therefore starving because obviously nobody thought to grow anything but potatoes. So, you know, they're just starting off with kind of a reputational disadvantage that what you might call potato-centric living is not the smartest of approaches to living. But I will say this. If you are Irish, you're guaranteed, and you're someplace other than in Ireland, or you were born in Ireland, let's say, grew up in Ireland and then moved someplace else, you're guaranteed to get oohed and awed at a lot because of your accent. Because they got a great accent. Without the Irish, we wouldn't have any tough red-haired people. Rachel, from now on, we're having FI time. I'm just going to say, I want to lather you in ghee butter. Come here, woman. I want to lather you in ghee butter. Ghee butter. It's the butter of ghee. Ghee. Ghee is the sound you make when you're feeling FI. Ghee. Right? For sure. Or rai-rai. Rai-rai is really an SI sound, but I convert a lot of FI into SI. So I take a lot of ghee and turn it into rai-rai. You don't necessarily have to. If you're comfortable ingesting undiluted ghee, go for it. It can moisten even the driest of places. But be forewarned, it can lead to sexual intercourse. FI. It's strange when you become FI aroused. Like you're aroused just from the FI and nothing else. You know, it's a strange thing. I don't know Lana Del Rey, who she is or whatever. I don't know anything about her. I guess she's a singer. I mean, I know what she's a singer, but I don't know like her personality at all. I believe she sings that song, I'm Lana Del Rey and I'm an ENTP. You can tell because of these various factors. And then she sings all of them. I have no idea what type she is. What's Keanu Reeves' type? You think he's INFJ? I could be. I don't know, really. I don't think he's INFJ. I don't think so. I think he's ISFP, ISFJ. ISFJ is possible. That's not an unreasonable conclusion to draw. If you close the door, my meow will meow for meow meow. Make the sun shine out and say hello to meow meow. All the people are meowing and they're having such fun. I wish they would meow 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 meow. So if you close the meow, I'll never have to see the meow again. Don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me. No, 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 Tired of failing, tired of falling short. I need a vision to announce what's coming to court. I'm tired of failure. I'm tired of fun. Time for real work is just begun. I'm tired of indulgence, like the kind I do now. Although I will admit that musically is wild, I'm not afraid to make mistakes. I'm surely terrified of letting it all get away. If there's a lack of impetus, I'm ever gonna finish this. Well, I could get up and go and do. I can feel and they won't the other day. For some reason I blurted out. What did I say? I said if I fail, so does everything. And I'm wondering why. It would be on me. Or if the NI is misleading or what, why? Or if it's accurate, then why? Because I never asked for that, but I suppose it's not one of those kind of questions. Doesn't require consensual directions. Comes as a responsibility incurred by all that love. Oh damn, oh damn. Oh damn, oh damn, oh damn, oh damn, oh. Pickety pickety peow. This is my muggity meow. And if you figgity feow, then that will be the law. What am I going to do? I shouldn't just sit here with you and playing the guitar and indulge. I should do something important like bulge. Bulge what? Bulge my plumper. Bulge my plumper. Hey, can somebody plump my bulge, please? Anybody want to plump my bulge? Yeah, I got 6 bulges over here needing to be plumped. Can somebody plump this bulging waddle kit, please? I need a waddle kit bulger or a plumper in the house. No waddle kit bulge plumpers. How about anybody got a square? Just a square? Anybody? No squares? Okay. How about triangle, circle? Triangle or circle? No. Rectangles? No rectangles? No shapes at all? Huh. Okay. Well, yeah, that's right, Eric Moore. I'm looking for a certified bulge plumper. Got to rectify a bulge problem with a plumping currently. Anthrax is more than willing to a T-square, right? T-square. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. T-square. Give me a T-square. I want to make sure that when you're plumping this bulge, you keep it level. For God's sakes, equilateral. Yeah, well, yeah, T-square. You need. Well, we're put up against the wall. We're hanging on the wall, so you got to keep it level. You know what that they say? If it ain't level, it's tilty, and then shit falls right off of it. Bye, KKSB. We'll miss you when you see UBC. You go BINFJ and India and YF. Once upon a time, a long time ago, a little kid walking out in the snow. Parallelogram. Hello, 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 hello. Your loved one ordered you this parallelogram. That's a singing telegram, Eric. That's different. Totally different. Who wants to fight in the battle of the bulge? It's going in my pants all night tonight. It says, who wants to fight in the battle of the bulge? Battle of the bulge. Plump my balls. Balls plumping. Plump my balls. Plump my balls. Balls plumper. Plump my balls. Plump my balls. Balls plumper. It's got to be plumped at a 90-degree angle. It's true. Pentagon. A pentagon's worth of parallelograms inside my pants. It's the battle of the balls. Let's go get out and dance. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I want that to be a club hit where, it's like the dance club hit with the, it's again, like this is a kind of pounding, driving club drums. And then, the sort of soaring lady voice over the top of it going, gonna bump the bar, like that kind of voguing music, I guess you'd call it. Voguing music. What is the shape of 9 sides called? Your mom's face. Yep. Eric Moore's mom's face has 9 sides. It's true. Why would he need a whole government office to plump his bulge? Well, I mean, that's just the way it goes. Ace of Pentacles. You think people remember that a plane hit the Pentagon during 9/11, the Pennsylvania plane too? I remember. Now that you mention it. Nonagon. What's a nonagon? Oh, it's a ninagon, you mean. Parallelogram is so fun to say. It is, isn't it? Rachel Opposite, you and I are on the same page about parallelogram. Parallelogram. There's a parallelogram in a square of hella tan. A lot of things. It's a great word for rapping. Parallelogram. You have all kinds of weird rhymes all around it. Sell a pair of ants to a parallelogram, and you guys get it. Yes, you do. Hexagon plus nonagon equals hexagon plus nonagon. I don't get it. I want to get it. Hexagon plus nonagon? Hexanonagon? Non-hexagon? Pentadecagon? Pentadecagon? What's a pentadecagon? What's a hexagon plus a nonagon? Chopped up ham with a parallelogram. I mean, the thing is, it's got a weird cadence to it. Chopped up a ham doesn't have the right cadence to it. Parallelogram. Swelling hams. Swear a swelling ham. Parallelogram. Swear a swelling ham. I get it. Yes. Parallelogram. Parallelogram. Wear a swelling ham. Share a smelling Sam. Farrah Fawcett's butthole. Stan the man rapping parallelogram, rubbing on his bulge jam. Plumping up, you mean, I believe. Plumping up. Isn't it amazing how cats exist so that those of us with low SE can have pets too? Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's nice and good and true and just and fine and special and right and wonderful too. Everybody has to have a cat at poos. I'm gonna play a song. Thank goodness for Europe. Thank goodness for Scandinavia. In pockets of Europe and pockets of Scandinavia. Exists a subset of people who think I'm cool, and they comprise most of my YouTube audience. Thank goodness for Europe and for Scandinavia. Your new bong came. Salutations. Remember, you have to do the welcoming ceremony for your bong. Basically, you got to rub your junk all over it. That's how you really make it your bong. Rub junk all over it. And then you'd be like, "Here, Bob, you do the honors. You have the first bong rub." I totally want to go to Norway. Eric Moore. Are you coming to Norway with me and Rachel? Okay, fair enough. Yeah. to the bathroom. And came back to find somebody with his junk upon it. What you doing, mister, with your junk out? Rubbing it all up on the song. I don't recall asking for any help with any of the junk rubbing that any of the junk rubbing that I done wrong. That's right. We can take my Yaris and drive away. We can take that Yaris where we need to go today. Yeah, it's a Yaris, not a junker. It's a Yaris, not a clunker. It's a Yaris, therefore feel good. I used to have a different car. It broke down not too far from the dealership. Now I got my favorite car, Toyota's most genuine offering by far. The Yaris. Toyota Yaris is the greatest car. It's the greatest car that ever was made. Toyota Yaris is a wonderful car. I wish I had a fleet of them. Toyota Yaris is in my backyard. If only life would give me thousands of Yari, which is the plural of Yaris, obviously. I need more Yari. I need more Yari, please. Bring more Yari to me now. I love the fact that the plural of Yaris is Yari. I need somebody to have more than one Yaris, and for them to refer to them as their Yari. Well, I've got my Yari. You want to take the Yari? Both of them? Well, you take one Yaris, I guess, if you want. That'd be cool. If you both drove Yarises, you wouldn't have said you want to take two cars at one. You could just say Yari, and then the other one would just be like Yaris. No, just take one car. Come on. You want to take? Should we take Yari? Yarapi. Yarapi. Why would it be Yarapi? What? Can you give me a comparable word that has the p as the plural of it? Yarapi. What would that be like? I can't think of any comparable. There probably is one, but I can't think of it. So, yeah, I bet it was. I worked food in the fridge. Good way to do that, right? Octopus. Octopi, right. Of course, email anthrax. Obviously. I should have thought of that. Yarapi. No, they just called it Yari because they don't want confusion with the Yarapi Indian Nation. Of course, the Yarapi Indian Nation probably would all drive Yarapi. Gurises? I don't know what Gurises is. That sounds Australian. What? Wallaby? Kangaroo? Barbie? Put another shrimp on the Barbie? That sounds Australian. This is as Australian as it gets. Oh, life is hard, life is easy, life is difficult, and life is fun, and life is challenging, and all those sort of things. But at the end of the day, it's just like, Eric, just yeah. See what I'm saying? You know what I mean. Everybody knows what I mean all the time from now on. Nobody gets to not know what I mean anymore, forevermore. Everyone always must understand everything from now on, okay? I'm done with this live stream. I'm done with it. Thank you for being here, everybody. I gotta go. I got shit I gotta do. I feel like I got shit I gotta do, you know, even though I can't exactly say what it is. I gotta go. I gotta meet.